Hello, it's Amy from Be Healthy Enough, and I'm not on the Zoom call. Those darn technology gremlins, everything went great, but during the workout, I forgot to put it on the speaker view, and so we had so many participants. You seeing my workout was just a little rectangle. So I'm refilming this for you. I'm going to refilm the portion where I talk through the slides, and then we'll do the full workout. It's about 30 minutes and 15-second workout. You will need a couple things. You need a chair before we get started, and you'll need a set of weights. If you're brand new, don't worry about the weights, but we will be doing a bone building live workout in just a little bit, but I really want you to understand why we're doing this. So I have a short set of slides that I want to jump in, and let me do that right away. I'm going to go over to my computer. I'm right here. I'm going to go into slide mode. I'm right there. I have to close this window. There we go. All right. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for signing up for this live bone building workout. Let's not be dense about our bone health. I'm just so excited. The number of participants that we had was incredible, which tells me that bone health is very important. But who the heck am I? My name is Amy Van Loo, and I help women over 50 get moving and feel better even as those darn aches and pains of age start to creep in. I have a little bit of an osteoporosis, osteopenia story. I got my bone density done when I was 58 because I took a test and I was at high risk. So I paid out of pocket because, of course, my doctor wouldn't pay for it until I was 62. And lo and behold, I thought I was doing everything right, but I had osteopenia, which means low bone density. Scared the heck out of me. So I went and took courses and did everything I can to understand bone health. And that's why I'm here. For those of you who don't know me, my past life, I was an engineer for Hewlett Packard for 26 years, into project management for the latter half of my career. And I'm using that now. My mission, my purpose is to help use that knowledge to help and inspire and enlighten people to live healthy, productive lives, okay? How do I do that? Online workouts designed for us women over 50. Motivation and community, education and research, and that's why I'm here. I'm giving you a little bit of education so you truly understand what we do in the workout that we're going to do in a few minutes, okay? I am an osteoporosis fitness specialist, menopause fitness specialist, not just with MedFit, but with Deborah Atkinson of Flippin' 50. I'm a personal trainer, group coach, Pilates instructor, arthritis fitness specialist. I'm a pelvis pro with Sarah Dufall, so I learn all about the pelvis area. Total body mechanics trained, so I understand the connection from our toes to our head and what happens when things are not going well. Let's see what's next. Bone density is serious. 70% of people over 65 have low bone density. They don't even know it. It is called the silent disease because we can't feel it until we break a bone. Here's a good representation of what osteoporosis is and what it looks like. If you look at the bone on the left here, it's normal. It holds up. It protects our organs. It protects our muscles. It contracts and relaxes, and it helps move us around. Our bones help move us around. But on this right here, when we lose bone mineral density, our structures become weak and unable to take normal weight, leaving bones easily breakable. You can see here it's got thinner structures and even some missing links. This bone right here could break with very little impact. People with osteoporosis can break a bone with just a minor fall, and in serious cases, even the simple act of sneezing or bumping into furniture can cause a break. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to scare you, and I guess I kind of am. I want you to take this really seriously because often you don't feel any different until you break a bone. But life isn't over. You just have to do things a little bit differently. And you don't have to get to this spot of having osteoporosis if you take action now, if you don't have it yet. Bones are living tissue. Okay, I'm going to get a little sciencey here. We've got remodeling that's happening all the time. We've got osteoblasts that tells the body to build bone. And then we've got natural osteoclasts, which is kind of the cleanup crew to get rid of old decayed bone. It keeps everything nice and fresh. Because of this process, we're not going to have the same bones we had 10 years ago, or we're not going to have the same ones we have 10 years from now. But you can really play a key part in getting this modeling better, so you can improve your weaker bones or prevent weak bones. Okay, I'm going to show you this. I love this next slide. This is a view of our bone density over the years. When we're younger, before 30, we're in a bone building mode. In fact, the osteoblasts, the bone building events, outweigh the bone removing events. This is our time to build the bone bank. Okay, parents, grandparents, make sure your young ones are doing all they can to build as much possible bone in their teens, because it is like a bank account. And when you get to your 50, the more you have, the more you can pull from. All right, so then what happens when we hit our peak bone mass? That's about 30 for women, and the balance is there between osteoblast and osteoclast. So that's a peak bone mass. And then menopause. What happens in menopause? Our estrogen, testosterone, progesterone starts to drop. And with that estrogen drop, it's the estrogen drop that causes less blasts, or the bone building events. And osteoclasts outweigh the osteoblasts. So we're actually removing more bone than we're taking it away, unless we do something about that. Let's see. During the first 5 years around menopause, women can lose as much as 20 to 30% of their bone mass if they're not careful. What's next? This is real quick. I'm going to go through. Yep, there's things you can change and things you can't change with bone density. I've got a lot more details on these things. Your gender, you can't change your heredity. Heredity, 65% of bone health can be attributed to heredity. And it can occur in all races, all ethnicities, but for some reason Caucasians, especially Northern European and Asians, have a higher risk of osteoporosis. It might be due to the calcium consumption or their frame size. If your mother or father had osteoporosis, you are also at a higher risk. Men definitely don't have as much of a risk as women, maybe because of their smaller frames. And wrist size, if it's less than 6.5 inches, which mine is, you're at a higher risk. Age, we can't change that. Menopause, I just talked about that. Medical conditions, there are definitely medical conditions, celiac disease, medications that you're taking. I'm taking one for my cancer. And then there are things you can change. Get more calcium from the foods that you eat. Vitamin D, make sure yours is good. The right physical activity, which we're going to do in a few minutes. Quit smoking and vaping. Lower your alcohol and caffeine. And then watch your body weight. Yes, as everybody says, you can't be too rich or too thin, but yes, you can be too thin. In fact, I think that women gain weight a little bit as they age to protect themselves, to protect their bones. And then some medications, make sure you're talking to your doctor about medications that you're taking and the impact, the benefit, and the risk of them against bone health. Okay, next slide, just real quick. The only way to know for sure is going to do a DEXA scan. As I said, this is a bone mineral test. It's an X-ray. I won't talk a lot about that. There are 3 pillars of action you can take. I'm an action kind of girl, to improve and prevent bone loss. One is to prevent further bone loss. Make sure you dial in that nutrition. Use ChatGPT. Say, I want to improve my bone health. This is what I'm eating normally. What differences should I make? Ask Chat the supplements. I did this myself and found out I was very low in vitamin D. The right physical activity, which I talked about, and stop doing those can control activities. I have not had a drink since January of 2025, almost 10 months ago, because of bone health and other things. Become more resilient. We are going to lose bone density, but try to improve your strength to protect yourself. Improve your balance to catch yourself, not if, but when you trip. Keep the posture muscles. Our spine is the weakest link in bone density, and we're going to get hunched over if we're not really working on keeping those posture muscles good, and fix daily habits. And reduce some risky activities if you do have osteoporosis, like high jumping, tightrope walking, maybe jumping out of an airplane. And then partner with your doctor. Make informed choices about your medications. Know the risks. Better yet, do everything in column 1 and column 2. We're here to work on that right physical activity, improving your strength, your balance, your posture. I'm not going to, real quick, what we're going to do some weight bearing. You will need a chair. We're going to work on our balance. We're going to work on muscle strength and posture. The wrong activities, if you do have osteoporosis right now, I want you to minimize the high impact, especially stomps that we do, maybe some jumps that we do, especially if your doctor's told you not to. Any bending and forward flexion, I'm not going to do that. I rarely do that anymore. No sit-ups, none of that. If you're over 50, the wrong kind of exercise, if you don't have osteoporosis, even if you do, is not weight bearing. Only swimming, only biking, only yoga, only elliptical. It's not for bones. Our bones need a load. You've got to surprise, I love this, to build bone density, you must do activities that surprise and add weight to the bone. Strength training does that, impact does that. And then this is a great visual of the benefit of which loads are best for bone density. Jumping, strength training. If you can't jump, light jogging, strength training. Walking is fantastic. It's great for your bones, but it's not going to elicit a bone building event unless you're getting some impact. And swimming doesn't. I'm sorry. It's great. Don't stop. It's wonderful. But let's exercise. Are you ready? Let's go. I need to come back to just me. Here I am. I have a timer to keep us on track. Let's start. We're going to warm up, march in place. I might move things around depending on the camera. I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm going to change the camera view just a bit. Keep marching in place. There you go. There you go. Okay, march, march, march. We always warm up. Why? We're going to get the blood flowing. Step side to side, step side to side. You're going to get the blood flowing. You're going to warm up your muscles and your joints so you prevent the risk of injury. Deep breath in. This is going to be my second workout of the day, so I'm going to take it a little bit lower because I just filmed this with you guys on Zoom probably 2 hours ago. Add your arms. Let's start warming up the shoulders. Deep breath in. Remember, I say this in every video, or if I forget, don't do anything that hurts. Pain is a signal that something is wrong. Reach out to me. If one of these moves doesn't feel right, add some butt kickers. Can you see that in the mirror? I'm trying to kick my butt, warming up the back of the leg, warming up your knee joints. And make sure that you modify. Don't stop altogether. Just do something different. It doesn't matter. We're all different. Reach up and over. We're all different. And what works for me might not work for you. This move in particular right here, if you've got some shoulder issues, you don't want to do this. If your shoulder hurts, you're going to just reach in front, or you're going to move to where your body will move today. But you keep going. Keep working with your doctor or PT if everything's not feeling right. Get it checked out. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them ignore you. Pain is a signal something wrong. Whew, what else can I say there? Good, keep going. And good, now I want you to open up, and then give yourself a great big hug. Oh, I'm so proud of you for watching this, being here, and give yourself a great big hug. In my office, this is where I do all my sitting. I do have a stand-up desk now. I don't know if you can see that, but I did do that, which is really nice. Add some knee lifts. See your knees coming straight up. And you can add your arms if you want. Swing your arms up and down. If they only go to here, that's fine. Knee lift, get the hips warmed up, those hip flexors. I'm noticing this arm is a little bit sore and stiff today. For those of you who don't know me, I did have a mastectomy on the right side. I did have reconstruction, but it's a little off. It's still a little bit tight. I can't do push-ups yet, rolling those shoulders. We're going to do 4 rounds in this workout. The first round's all going to be about impact. I'm going to introduce you to bone building impact, different types of move. You pick one. So if at the end we are going to do little jumps. If jumps don't work for you, you're going to do heel drops or one of the earlier ones that I do. Let's see if you can see this. You might not be able to. So you're going to come up on your toes and then you're going to bring your heels down with some force. Okay, that's a heel drop. And if your knees are a little achy, you're going to bend your knees slightly. But if your knees are straight, you're going to get more of a shock vibration throughout your body. So do what you can. Get that shock vibration throughout your body. Telling those bones like, uh-oh, she's asking me to do something, so I better get busy and give yourself a rest, okay? We're only doing these for 30 seconds. We'll get a 15-second rest for this first round, which is all about exploring different impact moves for you. There's a doctor called Dr. Julius Wolf. Let's do a little stomp. Stomps. Okay. Thank you, Edith. Edith went to see her doctor. She has osteoporosis, and she was showing her doctor these stomps, and the doctor said, do not. She has feet issues, and the doctor says, do not ever do stomps. So if your doctor says don't do stomps, don't do stomps. They can be a little aggressive on your feet bones, okay? You're trying to get a blast, an osteoblast, but you don't want to do that at a sacrifice of your bones. Keep going. But he also told her rest. He also told her that anybody over 60 shouldn't do stomps. And I have to disagree with that because we are all different. Stomps do not bother me. I don't have low bone density. I don't have osteoporosis. I have low bone density. Little log jumps. So you're just going to step over a log. Step over a log, okay? Or you can jump over that log. Up to you. Nice soft knees. Don't hurt those knees. This is going to start getting your heart rate up there too. I don't agree with him that a blanket statement that everybody over 60 shouldn't do something because we are all different. But I'm going to keep doing my stomps. And if you've been told not to, you do not do that. Okay, rest. Last one is going to be a little mini jump. And then we'll go to round 2 where we're going to add some strength and impact. It's going to all compound on each other. Okay, ready? Little mini jumps. Now these are little tiny jumps. Very little, soft landing. But my husband hooked me up. I forgot to tell you this story. Little jumps. There's a Dr. Julius Wolf who said that 4.2 times our body weight is what's needed to get an osteoblast. And he hooked me up to an accelerometer. If I already told this story, I'm sorry. And these definitely do. Walking does not. Even light jogging did not, but a little jump did. Okay, round 2. Now make sure you've got your weights close by. And we're going to go between, it's going to be cardio, strength, or bone building, strength combination, some bone building, cardio, and then strength move, okay? Little heel drops first. Let me get back so you can see in the mirror. Heel drops. Good. I'm on the second floor right now, so I'm trying to be a little quiet. Good. Keep going. Little heel drops. As you're doing this workout, leave me a comment below if any of these moves are out of the question for you, or if your doctor told you not to do any of the moves. We're going to do a squat now. I'm going to grab one weight. I like to do a goblet squat. A goblet squat looks like this. Feet a little wider than your shoulders, toes out, coming down and up. If you want, you can sit in a chair. Just sit to stand in your chair, or just no weights at all. You're just doing a little squat back. Weight is in your heels, abs in, shoulders back and down, deep breath. 30 seconds, we're going to go down and up. You're pushing your butt back. You are not bringing your knees just over your toes. Down as low as you can. If those knees are cranky, you're just going to do a baby squat. Okay, just go to where you can. And I know people are like, I can't do a squat because of my knees. Keep going. You do a squat. You have to do a squat every day to get off the toilet. And you don't want to need help later on. So you've got to work building up that leg strength so you can do a squat without the knees hurting. All right, put that weight down. We're going to do little stomps or jumps. And I apologize if your knees are super sore right now. I'm yelling at you to do squats. That's just terrible. Get moving, work with a doctor, little stomps. Strengthen up the muscles that support your knees. See if there's some nutrients or some supplements or some things you need to do to get those knees strong. But we need our knees. We need our knees to be healthy because we want to stay independent, doing all the things we love to do in life. And there are ways to do it. If you can't do squats, there are some other things you can do to build up the leg muscles, the glute muscles, the hamstrings, the inner thigh, outer thigh. Grab your weights for a row. I'm going to do 2 weights, okay? You're going to bend at your knees, hinge at your hips, about 45 degrees. You can be parallel to the ground, but I find that being right here is good. You can squeeze your shoulder blades together and down. You can do this with no weights. If this hurts your back, let me know and I can show you an alternative. But squeezing your shoulder blades together. Pausing at the top. If you can't pause right there, your weight is too heavy. If you're doing it without any weight, just going through the motions, that is perfect for where you're at today. Blowing out and inhale. Keeping those abs engaged, that helps protect your low back. What does engaged mean? Just slightly pulled in. Good. People ask me that. Set those weights down. They ask me, what does engaged mean? It just means if someone has a string between your belly button and your back and they're slightly pulling on that. It's not like someone's punching you in the gut. It's just a slight engagement. Makes you stand taller too. Let's just do little log jumps for the cardio bone building round. 30 seconds. Ooh, getting my heart rate up there. I have to admit, my energy is a little bit lower than it was this morning when I had all my coffee coursing through my veins. It is now almost 1 o'clock. I don't usually work out in the afternoons. I try to tap into the cortisol that we have naturally in the morning because I get a better workout. All right, but technology gremlins, grab those weights again. We're going to do a move called the deadlift. This is an amazing knee-friendly glute move. Abs in, shoulders back and down, knees slightly bent. You're just pushing your butt back, grazing the legs, squeezing your butt, and then lifting up. You're coming down and lift. The important part is using your glutes, not your low back. If this hurts your back, you stop immediately. Down and squeeze up. You can even go just right here if that works for you. The idea is try to think about the muscles that you're working, the back of the legs, the glutes. Taking a pause down there to get that squeeze. You've got $1 million coin between your butt cheeks. Don't lose that $1 million. As you come up, down one more. Good. What is next? Oh, we're going to do a little bone building cardio move. It's called just a side to side shuffles. So one side of the room, you're just going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Actually, just do side together side. Side together side. Okay? Going side to side, what does that do for your bones? It doesn't really do anything for your bones right now. But what it does do is help with your balance and what's called proprioception. If you want a little bone building, you're going to get a little hop in the middle. But it helps with proprioception, which means your body's ability to know where your limbs are at in space, particularly your legs right now. So it knows your legs are going side to side and it can compensate so you don't fall over. Last move here is going to be a push-up. And since my mastectomy, I cannot do a push-up. Plus, you won't be able to see me on the ground. So we're going to do a wall push-up. Find a wall. Come here. You're going to bring your nose to the wall and then use your chest muscles and your back to push yourself away from the wall. By all means, if you can get down on the floor, we're going to do 30 seconds. It's timer started. Get down on the floor. Give me some push-ups. Otherwise, you're here with me. Nice push-up. I can see myself in the camera. Using those chest muscles, using the arm muscles. I already did too many of those this morning, so keep going. You've got 10 seconds. I have to be real careful, otherwise I get super sore the next day. I had the reconstruction implants put in underneath the muscle because I have very thin skin. All right, that's TMI. All right, now we're going to add on. We're going to do impact, strength, and balance in this move. We're going to do, so let's just do a light march. Okay, big knees. And then the next move we're going to do, I maybe want you to grab a chair. I'm going to drop my weights because I want you to hold on. We're going to get a practice of one leg standing up, one leg holding up for 30 seconds. I challenge you to get to where you can hold one leg up without holding on for 30 seconds. If you're a woman over 50, you should be able to do that. You're going to just hang on at first, bring one knee up, and then you're going to let go, and then I'm going to set the timer for 30 seconds, okay? Kind of make a note of where you're at or count to yourself, and eventually just keep practicing and practicing, and you'll get to 30 seconds. There that timer went. Hanging on it first, or just tapping a toe down if you want. If this is super easy, if you're one of those, you got great balance, I want you to make it harder by moving your arms around, okay? If you're not wiggling and wobbling, you're not working on your balance. If this is really easy, it's not working. If it's hard, it's working. So you've got to find a place. You might even get to where you're standing on a pillow. Shake that all out. Or even one of those Bosu balls, or I don't have one of those. We're going to do the other side. Deep breath in and out. One knee up. Good. If that's easy, make sure you're moving your arms around. You can close your eyes, but I am not there yet. Making it harder, or just hanging on, practicing, Ooh, this side's a lot harder. Hang on and practice for a couple seconds and grab on. Maybe better to be against a wall to really get some confidence and letting those muscles really work, because the more you move around, feel your ankle moving around, all those muscles are working. All right, grab weights for a bicep curl. And I'm just going to grab one weight because we're going to work on strength and balance. The bicep muscles are a pretty small, pause there real quick. The bicep muscles are small. So I have to say a bicep and curl or tricep or shoulder work isn't the best for bone density because the muscles are small. They're not going to have as big an impact as if you're building your glutes or your hamstrings. But what woman doesn't want to work on your arms? Plus having strong arms is also important. But we're going to make it a little bit harder by doing a bicep curl and then lifting up the opposite leg, okay? So you're getting your balance and your strength at the same time. Don't focus, don't lose form focus for your balance. Set your foot down if your form goes bad for your bicep curl. Okay, sorry about that. Let's set that timer. Bicep curl is nice tall posture, and you're just bringing the weight up and down, okay? Once you get that, we'll start taking up the other leg. Okay, here we go. There's that 30-second timer. One leg up. You're throwing off your balance again. You can hang on to the chair if you want, but you're just making things a little bit harder. But if your form goes, no sacrificing form for that bicep curl. I don't want you to hurt your elbow or your shoulder for this. This is definitely more an advanced move, but really what I really want to demonstrate is women over 50, we don't have time to do it all. We've got to work on strength training. We've got to work on impact. We've got to work on our balance. We have to work on our posture. And we can do it in one workout, okay? Twice a week, full body workout, strength training. You can get it all in if you just plan or follow me. Ready? Other side. Up and bicep curl first, then take away that leg. I got workouts for you, all planned out. You don't even have to think about it. 15 to 30-minute workouts, sometimes a little bit longer, or you combine the two every month. And we focus on strength, balance, posture, cardio. We focus on mobility, flexibility, recovery. Good. This next move, I'm going to grab even a lighter weight. It's a tricep extension, okay? The extension looks like this. Elbow into your side, and you're lifting that weight up. If that hurts your shoulder, you're just going to do a kickback. and you're not going to do the balance piece. For those of you who can do a tricep extension, you're going to lift up the opposite knee if you want the balance, but don't sacrifice the form of that tricep extension to do that balance work. I want that elbow into your head and back, not forward like this. That's working your shoulder. We want to work the tricep. This arm right here, back here, because I don't know one woman alive that doesn't want to work on the back of her arms. Good. That weight was still a little heavy, but I gotta remember I already did this once today. All right, we're gonna do the other side. Oh, technology. I couldn't believe it when I watched the video again. It's like, oh no, I have to refilm. Other side. Get that form of that tricep extension going. Elbow into your ear. See that? It's not forward here, and it's not out like this, okay? That's really gonna hurt your shoulder. Hang on here if you want. Hang on, and if you want to take away the opposite knee, you can. It's really challenging for me today. Whew. That was hard for me. Yes, a personal trainer, it's hard. All right, next move, I think this is the last strength move. We're going to work the shoulders, which are so important. We're going to do a press up with one weight because we need to be able to lift up our suitcase into the overhead bin, pick up our grandkids, pick up our kitties. But we're going to have our elbow in and you're going to press straight up. If you want to take away the opposite knee and get that balance all at the same time, just make sure you're not rounding forward. You got that good posture, abs pulled in, shoulders back and down. Pushing up. I don't like to do these anymore. I've found that these are a little bit better, but you will see in some of my older workouts members, I do these out here. I have not gotten rid of those workouts. Oh my gosh, my shoulders are very tired today. All right, rest. We're going to do the other side. Coming down, we got this, and then one more round, and then we'll be including core work and posture. Deep breath in. Let's get that press going. Get the press up and down. This side's a little bit easier for some reason. And if you want to take away the opposite leg, make it even more challenging. Push up. Making sure that weight's heavy enough where you feel like it's a challenge, but not so much that you're hurting yourself and you won't be able to walk tomorrow or put anything up into the cupboard and put away your dishes because your arms, or brush your hair or take off your shirt. Oh my gosh, I've been that sore. All right, set this weights aside. Last round, we're going to work on core and posture, and yes, you can work your core standing. All right, the first move we're going to do is just start marching in place, and we're going to do an open, but really it's about squeezing your shoulders together. You're going to be stretching your chest. You can keep marching if you want, but squeezing those shoulder blades. We're working on the upper back strength and opening up the chest stretch. That helps your shoulders go back naturally. We round like this all day. This gets like a tight rubber band. We've got to open that up, make it not so tight. And to do that, you've strengthened the muscles that are all up here behind your shoulders and in your upper back. You guys want to do a fun balance move? It's a heel toe walk. I challenge you to do this on your walk. Get on the curb, but don't hurt yourself. Find some spots where you can maybe just go forward and back. You're going to do your heel to toe walk, one foot in front of the other, and go forward a couple steps, and then go back a couple steps. Up to you, depends on how much room you've got. Back and forth. Woo! And forward. Good. Really good for your balance and kind of fun. Do it with your grandkids or your kids. See if you can get better than them. Challenge yourself. Okay, we're going to do another posture move. Hands on your head. You're going to be bringing your elbows into, I call these elbow opens, elbows in and then open out. Keeping the shoulders down away from your ears. It's not an up here. It's out and together. Good. Squeezing, squeezing. I love this move. If I've been sitting all day, just do this move to reset those posture muscles. Hunched over your phone, please stop. Get that head up. Our head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, and just 1 inch of forward chin down puts an extra 60 pounds of pressure on our upper spine. You're going to get that old lady hump if you're not careful, or worse, neck wrinkles. Okay, we're going to do a side step and hold, balance. Deep breath in. Whew, how you doing? Good. You're going to a little log jump and a hold. Step over and hold. Step over and hold. Step over and hold. If you want to do a jump, you can do that. Balance and bone building. And hold. Remember, if it's easy, make it harder. Step further away. Hold longer. Last one. Good. Okay. Heel drops and goalposts. We're going to do a goalpost, or our wall angels. I love these. Up against the wall, arms up, bringing your elbows down. I call them goalposts because you're making a goalpost. And then you bring your elbows back behind you to squeeze your shoulder blades together. It's another one I love. I don't know about you, but when I do this, my upper back crunches a little bit. It's so tight. I've been working on all this year, not just strength training, but the little things I would skip. The stretching, the foam rolling, getting a massage once a month to keep everything strong. I used to just kill myself with cardio. It's not good. Long endurance cardio is not good for us. We're going to work our core standing with a standing bird dog. It looks like this. It's opposite arm, opposite leg. You may want to hold on. Bringing the leg up and the arm up and then down. We do these kneeling, keeping the neck in line with your spine. You're working on your glute strength. You're working on the strength of the muscles that support your spine and that back of that shoulder that comes up. Holding the core, engaging the core, that string pulled in. It's okay to hang on if you need to. Don't think that that's not legal. Modifying is not cheating. And then the other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Good. Oh, feel your back working and those. Oh, sorry. I didn't wait for the timer. Take a breath. Let's go. 30 seconds. I have those timers keep me on track and I just ignore them sometimes. And good. And squeeze. Feel those glutes working. Give me one more good one. And rest. Let me get a drink of water. Oh my. Okay, sorry. I had a tickle in my throat. We're going to work on the side of the leg. This is a core portion. We just did our glutes and our upper back and our spine. Our core is a barrel between our shoulders and our knees. So standing up nice and tall, we're going to work on the side of the leg, which is a big part of our core. Helps with our hip strength, helps with our posture, helps with our balance. All those pelvis muscles that are in here, we're helping to strengthen those by doing a side leg lift. Deep breath in. You could add ankle weights to this or a band around your legs to make this a little bit more challenging. You are also working on your standing leg posture. Give me one more and then shake that all out, and then we're going to do the other side. Deep breath in, shoulders back and down. Make sure you've got good posture when you're doing this too. And you're not leaning over. You're standing up nice and tall and letting that side of the leg do the work. Deep breath in. Just don't lean over like that. That's not the move. The move is standing tall. I was watching myself in the monitor and I was moving a little bit, focusing on the side of the leg. It's working this little tiny muscle, not tiny, called the gluteus medius and minimus. Really important for your balance and hip pain. All right, I think this is the last move. We're going to do a plank. You can get down on the floor and give me an arm plank or a forearm plank, if you know what those are, or you can just come up against the wall. Just 30 seconds. Here we go. Just pushing out, zipping up through your core. Your arms are straight. You've got working through here to support yourself against the wall, or you're on the ground, making sure your head stays in line with your spine. If you're down there, stop, set your knees down. If anything hurts, this is an amazing move for the core, but you don't want to hurt your shoulders. A lot of times I get women hurting their shoulders because those aren't strong enough, or your core's not strong enough, so your shoulders help. Take a deep breath in. Good job. We're going to do a quick little stretch. Do not skip the stretch. That was one of my biggest changes once I turned 60 to stay healthy enough over 60. Don't skip the stretch. Okay, grabbing on, take one foot back. We'll stretch that back calf. We really worked those calves when we did all those bone building jumps and stomps and heel drops. So lean forward, trying to get that calf stretch. If you need to bend the back knee just a little bit, it really helps me if both my feet are going in the same direction to get that calf the best chance of giving a nice stretch. Good, leaning forward just a little bit more. Now take that back foot in one step. The front leg goes straight and the heel is down, and then you sink back and try to stretch the back of the leg. If that doesn't work for you, you can put your foot up on a chair and stretch the back of the leg. Whatever works for you. I want you to keep that posture though. Don't round forward. Even up here, I want you to have a nice straight back. Don't ever think rounding forward is ever good. It's never good. We round forward way too much when we're just being lazy. Okay, bring that front foot back. Let's stretch out that calf. So every time I think about it, I think, how can I keep my back as straight as possible? Oh, it gets tough when you're on your phone. Oh, you catch yourself, you're trying to do something quickly. Have somebody, have a spouse or a friend catch you if you've got bad posture. Have them be your posture police and you be theirs. They will thank you for it. They might get angry with you, but they'll thank you for it later. Bring that back foot in, and let's stretch the back of the leg right there. This is a really long stretch, so do a little bit more if you feel like it. You're watching TV tonight, just get down and give me a stretch. Or you don't have to get on the ground. You can stand up and give me a stretch. Good. Now let's stretch out our chest a little bit. Open up. Oh, you can even put your arm against a wall or a door and open up that way. It's such a good stretch. I love this stretch. And then you're going to clasp your hands together and reach out. But look what I just did. I rounded like that to stretch out my back. I want you to keep it straight. Okay, and I want you to just push those arms away and stretch out the upper back and the shoulders. And then take one last deep breath in. Reach up at the top, lift up through your rib cage. Lean over to one side and then the other just a little tiny bit. And you are done. All right, I did a whole Q&A session after the live workout. Great questions, but what I did, because I wanted to get more in detail, I just filmed another video answering all the questions from the live workout, okay? That said, I know you might have more questions, so leave them in the comments below and I'll make another video. You guys inspire me because I know, think about this, if you have that question, I guarantee someone else does. Be about bone health or strength training effectively or anything. But as I say in all the videos, I'm proud of you. Have a fantastic day and I will see you in the next video. Bye.